Welcome back from the rest hold, everybody. We've got the mailbag questions to answer for you guys, and then we're going to be rolling along with the other main event coming up in the next part. But let's get to all the questions. You guys had a lot of different questions, which is awesome. I love seeing that. Declan, Chris, Andre, and Ferris all sent questions in, multiple questions for most of them. So let's get to it. Declan McAree, his first question is actually something that we've answered a couple different times before, so I'm not really going to dwell on it too much, but it's, if you were a wrestler in WWE, what would your gimmick, entrance, and ring gear be, in style, in-ring style, different stuff like that. Like I said, we already talked about this a bit. I said I would be horrible in the ring. I'd rather be a manager. Anybody want to throw out something if they change their mind from what they answered before or didn't answer
Have we
before?
done this
Well,
one
I'd
before?
probably wear like leather pants, have a muscle shirt even though I'm really skinny, get my nose broken in my first match, and have death metal, which would be so unfitting because of how small I am. Oh wait, that happened.
I don't think I answered. Did you add this as a question already?
Yeah, you might not have been on that episode, though.
Oh, all right. Okay, I'll actually answer this one. And shit, fuck me. All right. So if I had to do a
Making
gimmick,
his way to the ring, shit, fuck me.
anyways, if I had to be in WWE, I would have to mention a few things. First off, this wouldn't be the Drew White you see now. I would have to weigh at least 200 pounds and be in actual buff shape. That's uno doso. For my gimmick, I would rather be something weird instead of something generic and boring. I'd rather be a face as well. But something that's like out of the ordinary in some way. And one person I'm going to mention is something that along the lines of Finn Balor. He does like all the face paint stuff. I would think that's something like that's cool. Not that Jeff Hardy face paint, because that's fucking atrocious.
You'd be well.
Fuck Jeff Hardy, by the way. He's fucking terrible.
Right.
You know how what I could see you doing, to be honest, Drew? Do you know how El Generico is a parody of those shitty independent wrestlers that are maxed
Yeah.
and pretend they're fucking Hispanic? I could see you being one of those.
Wait, someone who just pretends he's Hispanic.
You would be an El Generico.
I could see you being more of a Juan Cena.
Guys, this is my time to shine. You can't see me. Come on. Anyways, my entrance. I would have to Road Warrior. I gotta run down, and then I gotta do the Ric Flairs once I get into the ring.
Well, so you just gonna run really fast, slow down, and start strutting. Yeah! Woo!
Exactly. And then my ring gear, I'd wear face paint, but part of me, I would have to wear. I think on the mailbag thing that Mango posted on Smark Out Moment, by the way, he mentions along the lines of Chris Jericho. I would have to do something along the lines of Chris Jericho before he left the first time. Pants. I like me some pants. The music, it'd be pretty simple.
Pants.
Like me some pants.
Drew pants.
Pants.
Drew pants. Drew pants.
He drew pants.
Anyways, for the song for my entrance, I'll have to go with probably something in my journey. Maybe some Don't Stop Believin'. I don't know. Something random.
Oh shit, ham again.
Cotton Eye Joe.
I don't know. And then for ring, I think a long time ago I mentioned how like when me and my friend used to wrestle on a trampoline, my thing was I just did drop kicks all the time.
I could totally see you doing that.
Hey, at least you didn't wrestle in the snow like a JD.
Because of my small stature, if I would have to have an in-ring style, it'd have to be something along the lines of, something quick, maybe something along the lines of Seth Rollins, maybe do some high-flying stuff, because because my sister was a cheerleader, I know how to do a lot of flips and stuff. Nothing like spectacular, but I was able to learn how to do backflips and shit, so I think I could do something along the lines of that, be a spot junkie, if anything.
Peyton, what about you?
The Eliminator! I'm pretty sure I was on that episode we did this previously. I think I talked about something about being like a movie director or something like that. Thinking back.
Wait, would you be Damien Misdow as a movie director for this?
I was thinking of something like that, but I wouldn't want to be a comedy. So I decided instead I'm going to be the Führer. And I'm just going to be a bully that goes around and bullies people.
Makes sense.
Now,
you
I got a
do
question.
bully people all the time.
I got a question. So, how do we all end up getting released, and who gets released first? I can imagine Drew saying some inappropriate shit, or me saying some inappropriate shit and getting suspended or released.
I could see Drew just not getting over and getting released.
If anybody's going to get fired for saying something offensive, it's you, Wago.
Yeah.
Hey, Vince. You're fucking old.
You'd just be cutting a promo, you'd say cunt, and then they'd be like, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I only say cunt like once. I don't say that much anymore.
Do you know what'll happen? The Paul Heyman thing will happen. I'll get the microphone difficulties. I'll go, hey, sound guy, you're a stupid something or other, and get fired.
Lillian, thanks for the mic, you horse-faced slag.
Yeah.
How could I not get
picked up? Because you'd be yelling that with the broken mic. They'd give you the other one, and you'd just be like, horse-faced slag.
You say I can't get over it, but I'm the one doing the drop kicks here, not you, so.
Well, I didn't see you winning the Smark Out Moment Host of the Year.
Or the Nobel Prize for book.
I also didn't get the worst one as well, so.
If we did have the Dropkick Award of the year, I think you would win that.
Well, the person who won the worst isn't here, so.
I've got a really high drop kick, like I can kick over the top of a boxing bag, so pretty fucking high.
No, you're just really high when you do it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Oh man, I've not tried wrestling when I'm high. Fuck, that'd be fun.
I got so much elevation. Wago, you just like lifted your foot a foot off the ground.
Wago, you're on the bottom rope.
The other question from Declan is, after the Seth Rollins nudes got leaked, have you ever had any private information leaked out to the public that you wish hadn't been? Thankfully, I haven't. Hopefully that doesn't ever happen. Yeah. As far as I know, I haven't, but...
Just that fucking modeling career page.
That's not leaked. That was, for those who don't know, Model Mayhem doesn't let you see nudes of other people unless you have an account. And then I just added more shit to it. But that's gone now. No matter what. No, I haven't had any private information leaked. Nobody's, like, stolen my credit card numbers or, anything for that matter. What about you guys?
Nope.
Not to my knowledge.
I got mine. Yep.
No, I don't really get embarrassed about things anyway, so.
Yeah, I haven't really done anything to be embarrassed about. But nothing, nobody, like, leaked some other kind of stuff. On top of my head, I can't really think of a whole lot other than nudes and credit card information, but I guess not.
I know other people that have leaked other people's nudes to me.
Well, that's true.
Hey, oh.
So this is one from chrisgrsp. Not Chris.
Pinois.
You can't get a grasp of his last name, apparently.
chrisgrsp. So it's either grasp. I don't know. It's a very, very long one, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But essentially, it is specifically for Wago, and it has to do with CM Punk and UFC. The question itself before his preface to it, which if you want to read that, go to smarkoutmoment.com. It's all in there. He says, what event do you think Punk's first and future fights are going to be scheduled on? Where do you think he'll be on the card? Does his position where the match is booked change depending on if it's on pay-per-view or Fox Sports? Is he going to headline? You know, that kind of stuff.
From CM Punk's interviews and the Lorenzo Fertitta, what I got from it is that his fight will be on pay-per-view regardless. As far as placement goes, I imagine it'd be a co-main event, but I can't be sure. As far as when it'll happen and who against, they don't know, Punk doesn't know, and they probably won't know until at least a year. Wow. CM Punk did just have his first sparring session, and apparently it went quite well.
Huh. That's what I've been hearing. He's been doing actually quite well, and he's a fast learner, apparently, so...
Everyone said he's like one of the hardest workers in the gym, so it's all positive so far. He's been coming really humble.
Wasn't that fucking WWE, that's for damn sure.
So our question from Mono Ambrose. Kind of like the one Billy Gunn, the Mono Ambrose. Do you think Sting was a good idea for the cover of WWE 2K15 even when he wasn't on the roster or had been in WWE at that point?
Roster?
He was on the cover
I am
of
the
2K15?
roster.
It's like that Rooster from Shin Pokemon. Also, who do you think will be on the cover of 2K16? He also says it needs to be Bryan for the fans. I could see it being Daniel Bryan. I could see it being Roman Reigns more than anybody else, though.
Definitely going to be Roman Reigns.
I think they need to avoid putting one guy on the cover and have a multiple.
That's the other thing, too. They could have, like, a legend, like a Hulk Hogan on there. They could have, like, a Seth Rollins, a Roman Reigns, maybe...
It's quite easy what they need to do. WWE is a brand. They know the brand more than they know the wrestlers. That's the biggest thing that needs to be on the cover, and then surround that with wrestlers.
As far as Sting goes, why not have him on there? I mean, they knew that he was going to be a part of the roster, or the roster. So he was in the game. It built anticipation up to the game. You know, people went nuts over that promo. I see no reason why not.
Here's my thing. I don't believe that the cover really sells the game. People that buy WWE 2K, whatever, we're going to buy it anyway. So, why if... It just seems like a waste of money. I'd rather just put a guy that people know that's on there.
Well,
no, the regular cover was John Cena. The Sting is what you got if you pre-order the game, so it was enticement to pre-order the game.
Mm-hmm. Plus, he was in the game, so it's like, why not? Like, yeah, it'd be different if they just threw in, I don't know, AJ Styles or something like that, where it's just like...
Shit. I'd buy AJ Styles. It's cool with me.
Drew, any thoughts on this topic?
Dumb. I honestly do not know, to be honest with you. If I had to put someone on the cover, it would have to be Seth Rollins. No, if I had to put anyone on the cover, it'd be fucking Ryback, because Ryback is the big guy. If you put a picture of Seth Rollins on there, you obviously have to use a picture of him taking a picture of his penis, essentially.
That would be pretty fucking hilarious if they do that thing again, where you can make the custom covers, and people start doing that.
Oh my god, if someone does that, I am done. I will just, they win the internet.
Andre Rosa, question number 1. In honor of the Oscars and the Razzies recently, what's your favorite and least favorite movie of all time? And if you can't pick, just, spout off a couple. My favorite movie of all time is Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I have loved that movie since I can freaking remember. Watched that way too young, probably, but I used to watch the TV version of it, so some of the more gruesome deaths, like the shot of the one twin getting poked in the eye, Lewis, that doesn't seem so graphic on TV, but easily my favorite movie of all time. I am never tired of watching that. I've watched it to the point where if you show me, like, background footage of, like, a plant moving or something like that, I'm like, oh, it's Terminator 2. Really sad. But least favorite movies go, I don't have a definitive least favorite. Here's a couple that are awful. Tank Girl, Zapped, Burn Hollywood Burn, an Alan Smithy film, which is just, the fact that it's called that is reason alone, because if you know anything about Alan Smithy, then Hercules in New York is a really horrible movie. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger just basically walking around New York. Grease is a movie that I really fucking hate, and I would imagine that I would hate Grease 2 even more. There's a lot of movies that just don't do it for me, and whether they're stupid humor or they're just legitimately horrible. I don't like horror movies all that much, so a lot of the Halloween and Friday the 13th and stuff like that, they're all terrible to me. But I don't have a definitive least favorite. Lego, favorite, least favorite movies? What do you got?
Favorite movie, I'm just going to go with South Park. I think that's one of my favorite movies of all time. It was just funny beginning to end. And it's aged well. I can go back and watch it and laugh just as much, so I like it. Worst movie, Dragon Ball Evolution.
Is that one with all the white people? Like, instead of, they're all supposed to be obviously like Asian kind of characters and stuff, but it's like some like douchebag kid from War of the Worlds and stuff. Yeah,
it was fucking it was really, really bad. Even if you didn't watch it expecting a Dragon Ball movie and just watched it as a movie, it fucking sucks.
I've heard nothing but bad things about that movie.
Have you any of you seen The Last Airbender?
Nope.
Yeah, that was actually what I was going to bring up.
Okay, well, times that by cancer, and that's what you have with Dragon Ball Evolution.
Peyton?
Well, my favorite movie series of all time is Back to the Future. I can watch so much Back to the Future over and over again. Video game came out recently. That was really cool. Fun fact, if you didn't know, I mean, people talk about it all the time now, so you probably do. But when they go to the future in Back to the Future 2, it was to 2015.
15, exactly. And I think the date that they went to, it just passed recently as well.
No, I think it's in October.
October, my bad. No, something else happened, and yeah.
Yeah, fucking October, an easy one to get mixed up with.
In fact, I'm pretty much a fan of anything you attach the Spielberg name to. You go with Jurassic Park.
So good.
Forrest Gump is absolutely one of my favorite movies of all time.
Definitely.
Let's see. Office Space is one of my favorite comedies of all time. I could watch that movie and crack up anytime I watch it.
Peyton and I are in agreement that one of the best jokes in the movie is one of the most underrated ones too. Hi, Bob. Bob.
Let's see. I'm a sucker for Disney. I love Disney movies, especially the older ones. Lion King and the like there. Even some of the more current ones though. The CGI ones I would recommend would be like The Incredibles. If you haven't seen The Incredibles, check that one out. WALL-E, although I think that's DreamWorks, but same deal. There's DreamWorks.
No, WALL-E is Pixar.
Oh, okay.
One I should have mentioned, Toy Story 3. That was like fucking awesome.
Oh shit, the whole Toy Story series.
Toy Story's the
fantastic.
best.
2 sucked. I liked 1 and 3.
A lot of people like 2 the best.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not in that boat. Ain't about that life.
Yeah. So, yeah, there you go with that. I'm not a big fan of horror movies either. I detest, like, especially gore fest movies like Saw. I fucking hate Saw so much. I'm actually haven't watched too many movies in a while. I haven't been to the movies too often. I think the last time I went to the theaters was for Wolf of Wall Street, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I saw that on Netflix. It's fucking awesome. One of the best movies. I've got to see the other film that he did not too recently before that.
You're talking about Shutter Island or whatever it is?
Begins with a D. Can't remember what it. Yeah. Whatever. It's not important.
The part was good.
And as far as movies I fucking hate, let me tell you about the most overrated director of all time. And his name is Stanley Kubrick. All right? His movies are so fucking dumb. Especially 2001: A Space Odyssey. That
it's so good.
I could not think of a movie that was a bigger chore to get through.
Barry Lyndon.
Hmm?
Barry Lyndon.
Is that one of the guys in the movie?
No, Barry Lyndon is another Kubrick movie. I can
that.
watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. I own both that and A Clockwork Orange. And the beginning of Full Metal Jacket is awesome. The rest of it's garbage.
Yeah, I'll give you the first part. The second part is...
Yeah. Eyes Wide Shut is weird as hell.
Orange.
But, man, Barry Lyndon, fuck that movie. I couldn't sit through that.
Yeah. I'm not very big on, like, artsy, fartsy, independent movies either. Like, anything by Woody Allen, fucking, I'm good on that.
Drew, what are your favorites and least favorites and stuff?
Some of my favorite movies include Back to the Future Part 1. Thanks for mentioning that, Peyton. Another one would be The Lion King, Aladdin. A couple Disney in there. I'm just saying
never
that...
a fan of Aladdin.
Love Aladdin.
I love Aladdin.
Arabian Rash.
One of the favorite things that I've always thought was funny with Aladdin that I never got until I was older because I just didn't understand what the word was and stuff. But it comes to my mind every time somebody mentions it. It's just that one line, infidels. It's so strong.
I don't know. Favorite movies. I really can't think of them off the top of my head. I'd have to sit down and actually think about it. But like a movie that, when it comes to favorite movies, I like movies that tend to not be like amazing, but they're just movies I think I like. Like Space Jam is fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Space Jam, the other guys I thought was fucking hilarious for some weird ass reason.
What's everybody's guilty pleasure? Since you said Space Jam, what's the guilty pleasure for everybody?
I don't know if we should. It's okay.
As far as movies go?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll go ahead with Batman and Robin. I love Batman and Robin.
But that's such a cool movie.
Star Wars
Shrek.
Episode 1. I love that shit. It's actually my favorite.
Oh my god.
I love the Star Wars franchise, and man, if you change like 3 things in Episode 1, it becomes an awesome movie. Those 3 things are god awful though, like Jar Jar.
I'm trying to think.
I'm turning around right now and I'm looking at my big movie thing, and I don't know if any of them I would classify as a guilty pleasure. Like
A guilty pleasure movie? Rocky 5. And Rocky 4.
If you put Disney's Gladiator on, not the Gladiator, Hercules, I will sing along to that shit.
Hercules is awesome.
Who put the Gladiator?
Lion King
Fucking
1.5.
Man, like none of these seem like they're And if I'm like, oh, American Psycho, people are like, that's awesome.
Oh, you like that, you fat?
Maybe 4 Rooms, I guess I could say, because that's like really odd. And if you don't love the jokes in that movie, you really hate it. Maybe that one though. All the other ones are just great. Let's see. Andre Rosa also has another question. Have you traveled, like, to another state or country? If so, where have you been? And tell of your experiences. I've been out of the state a couple different times for a couple different reasons. Nothing too huge. We went to New York for New York Comic Con. That was cool. I've been to New York a couple other times as well. But none of them were as fun as New York Comic Con. Yeah, I've been to Florida for, Disney stuff and whatever. I've never been out of the country, though. And partially that's because I've never really wanted to. Like, there's nothing to really interest me. I'm not a big travel guy.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I'm not much of a travel guy as well. The only places I really like going is down south, or like whether it's Florida or to the Bahamas. That's really the only times I'll really enjoy a vacation because
There's a lot of white people down there.
Exactly. A couple of times I went up to South Dakota with my grandparents. We went to see like what would it be, Mount Rushmore, the crazy horse one they make, and just stuff like that. I've been to a lot of states, to be honest with you. However, I think the furthest west I've been is I've been to Colorado once, but that's it. Like, I've never gone past that.
I think that I would travel more if I had Ryback as my travel buddy.
I don't know. I think I travel less because of him, because he's fucking annoying as hell. So I love you, Ryback.
I'm guessing I've probably got the longest list here.
Most likely. I mean, you have been out of the country.
So I got Gran Canaria, I've got Fuerteventura, Lanzarote, Spain, France, Germany, Netherlands.
When you said Gran Canaria, I thought you were mispronouncing the Grand Canyon.
No, there's a section of islands called the Canary Islands, and it's made up of a few of those that I mentioned, and they're all considered different countries. I've been to everywhere in the UK, so I got quite a few countries.
I just have no interest in a lot of that stuff. People are like, I can't wait to see the Eiffel Tower, and I'm like, meh, I've seen it in pictures.
I was taken as a kid most often, and so it was pretty much, where in the world am I playing my Game Boy this week?
Game Boy's kicked ass.
Yeah, it did. Most traumatizing moment, though, was staying at a hotel. My mom was like cleaning out my bag, and my cartridges were in there, and they flew out the balcony.
Ooh.
Yeah, still worked.
There you go. Those things used to be built like bricks. Now it's like, oh my god, a little bit of dust got on this disc and it's not working right. Peyton, any things you want to throw out there for this?
Oh yeah, I actually traveled quite a bit, especially when I was younger with the family. We used to go down to Florida often to visit my grandparents that were down there, and every time we were down there, we would visit one place or another. We would either go to Universal Studios or Disney World or
SeaWorld.
Kennedy Space Center. Actually, we never went to SeaWorld down there. The only time we went to SeaWorld was when it was in Ohio, funny enough. We went to the one in Ohio. I don't know how we ended up doing that, but that happened. I've been out of the country a couple times.
Instead of Shabu, they do the budget version. It's like, here's Bert. Something like.
I have like no memories of that place, really. Actually, I remember more that we went to a theme park that was like across the lake from where the SeaWorld was, and that place was way cooler. But I've been out of the country. I've been to the Bahama Islands. I took a cruise ship from the Florida out to there, and I spent like a week or so out there, which was interesting, I guess. It was a lot of beaches and touristy crap where I was, so I didn't really get to like experience the culture. I've been to Canada a couple times as well. Went to check out Niagara Falls and a few other things. I've been out to Minnesota to visit a friend out there. Spent a lot of time in the Twin Cities, mostly in the Mall of America, which is pretty much all there is to do out there. Neat place. I guess I'm the only one here who kind of does want to travel more. I didn't really appreciate it as much when I was a kid, but now, like, to see just different parts of the world and the different ways people live their lives and the different food they have. You say, like, oh, I saw it. It's like, it's not the same when you see something live in front of you and actually taste their food and hear the people talk and see the way they interact. It's so much different.
It's not that I don't want to travel, I just don't want to do the traveling. After going through the green card process and everything leading up to that, the amount of back and forth, I'm kind of numb to traveling.
Traveling's a fucking pain in the ass. All this visas and fucking money conversion bullshit. It's such a fucking pain in the ass, travel. I agree. I can't.
If anyone actually ends up going to any Canary Islands, just beware that you have to haggle for everything. It's like, go out for a fucking loaf of bread. I guess I'm haggling for this too.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. It was just like sandy, warm, and haggling.
I am going to Boston this weekend.
Tomorrow.
And that's not my first time to Boston, actually. I used to tour back when I was in the band thing, so I've gone all over this country a number of times.
I've pretty much only gone to different areas for, like, events. Like, I mean, obviously there's Philly, which is right next to her, so I don't count that. But, like, you know, I went to Boston before. No, it was Baltimore. I always mix those two up for some reason, even though they're completely different states. I went to Baltimore for TLC a couple years ago, and, you know, the whole going up to East Rutherford, New Jersey kind of thing was not technically New York, but that was the whole thing with WrestleMania, like New York Comic Con and all that. Like, I tend to not go anywhere to travel for the location. It's just like for what I'm going to do there. So
I actually have a good story from LA. So I went to LA for my first time for a big anime convention, and the convention was being held at the same time as when Michael Jackson died, and they was trying to hold his wake at the Staples Center, and they couldn't do it because there was so many fucking freaks dressed up as anime characters. Like they delayed it by like 4 days. It was fucking sweet.
So like, hey, you can't be dressed up as anime characters. You have to be dressed up like whatever character Michael Jackson was.
I thought they should have done it. Like, would have been the perfect environment.
Yeah.
But yeah, In-N-Out Burger needs to be everywhere. That shit is awesome.
Looks good.
Like, I had this burger 4x4. It was like 4 fucking actual burgers in there. It was the best thing I've ever eaten.
Sounds fucking gross.
It was, but it was like a good type of gross. It's like you feel dirty after you eat it, but it was so good during the process.
So we have 3 questions from Ferris. Number 1, what are some of the most recent or most memorable signs you guys have brought to live wrestling events? I only bring Smark Out Moment signs. Part of the Sign Me Up initiative. So, yeah. I can't remember the last one I did that wasn't Smark Out Moment.
I could tell you every time that I would tell Tony I'd make a Smark Out Moment sign and how many times I didn't actually go through with it. Because it happens like every single time I go to a wrestling event. Hey, Tony, I'm going to make a Smark Out Moment sign. No, I'm doing it right now. I didn't do it.
So if you want to help out the team like Drew doesn't, take a Smark Out Moment sign for the event.
God, I can't remember the last one that I took that was like a legitimate sign. It had to have been when I was a little kid.
I remember the very first event I went to, I made a sign for Razor Ramon. And it was a sign that I cut to be in the shape of a razor, and it just said Razor Ramon on it. I thought it was like so fucking artsy. And who would have known that would have been? Who would have known that would have been Razor Ramon's final show? So very appropriate that I had a Razor Ramon sign.
Yep.
Any signs, Boygo?
Nah, I never really made anything creative. My favorite sign I saw going to an event was Edge has got a really big chin, and it was a sign with Edge's chin attached to it. That's all I got.
Question 2, who on the current WWE roster, if anyone, do you think could cross over into Hollywood? Sure, many of the superstars have appeared in movies, but most of them were not hugely successful. Do you think anyone on the roster today could get close to the post-WWE success achieved by The Rock, or to a lesser extent, Batista? Batista's on a roll right now. He's a Bond villain. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's doing pretty good for himself. I don't think anybody can, though. You've got John Cena and The Miz and Summer Rae and some other people that have been in movies, but they're not going to be like The Rock or anything.
John Cena's incapable of doing that just because of the way he's been marketed. The Rock came off totally different, had a different vibe to him. No one will ever take John Cena seriously in a movie. Some people might want to argue, but I just don't see it. As far as who could be, if Roman Reigns finds a personality, maybe.
Drew, Peyton?
Let's go with Bo Dallas. I bet he'd be a good preacher in a movie.
I imagine Damien Mizdow would be fantastic in a movie. He's done some great stunt double work.
Has anybody checked out anything that Ambrose has done?
I don't think that movie's come out yet.
It didn't yet? Never mind then. I could see him being a decent actor,
I can see him doing very well.
but he's not going to be like a megastar. Last question here for the whole mailbag, and this is also sent in from Ferris. Who's your favorite character to play as in Mario Kart games and why? Toad. Toad's the man.
I
Gotta
haven't
go
played
Metal
Mario
Mario.
Kart in a long time. I'd probably play as Sonic now that he's in it, but otherwise I don't really have a favorite.
Drew? Peyton?
I say for me, Metal Mario or I use for like the Wii and for sometimes on the Wii U I use Rosalina, but before then I usually use Luigi.
Yeah, I usually use Peach or Dry Bones.
Dry Bones.
Right. See, the last
Dry Bones.
the last Mario Kart I played was on the GameCube, where you had like 2 people in the car instead of 1. Yeah, I used to use Baby Mario, Luigi, and they always were like super fast. So I guess those are my last ones that I ever bothered playing with.
In the original game, I was always Yoshi. I guess I kind of figured that he might be kind of fast or something for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But Shy Guy, I didn't play as him in anything. You can play with him in the new game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like easily my favorite character when it comes to the Mario kind of stuff, but I don't know how he handles and stuff. Toad always seemed kind of fast enough, but well-rounded enough, so I like that little mushroom guy.
I think the better question would be is what's your favorite character to commit suicide with on Smash Bros?
I only played as Kirby on that marathon, but I could see it being fun to kill yourself as like
Captain
Pac-Man.
Falcon and Falcon punch yourself to death.
I could see Pac-Man being fun to kill yourself with. Just like waka 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 waka, bam, done.
I've not played as Pac-Man. Does he make that noise the whole time you fight as him?
I hope so.
Yeah, during certain parts. Depends on what move you do.
Ugh.
Oh, it's not just like constant.
No.
It'd be great for it to be a fucking annoyance.
Yeah, if you played online with that shit, you'd be the first one they'd eliminate.
What if you had a match of like 4 different Pac-Men and they all just said that the whole time and it's just the whole fucking time? It'd be amazing. Or maybe you're just facing off against Ashley. And that was Mario Kart, wasn't it?
Yep.
Screw that chick. So, that'll run us through the whole gamut for the mailbag questions. Thank you, everybody, for sending your gamut. Those gamut questions. Gammy.
It's X-Men? Said about Gambit, right?
Spanning the gambit. Yeah, that's it for the mailbag. Thank you for sending that in, everybody. We are going to take a little break on our own here, but we're going to come back and we're going to start doing the main event of this evening. Finisher versus finisher. Who has the best spear in the company in all time, etc., etc.